All right. Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to class. Good evening. Good evening. Hope you had a great day. Welcome back to another session. Welcome back to class. Today is another wonderful day. Good to see you all. Good evening, Yvonne. Welcome to class. Good evening, Emmanuel. Good evening, all of you. Welcome to class. All right. So we have started with our projects, and today we want to continue with day 12 of our training. Today we'll continue building from where we left off yesterday, and we'll keep on building upon it. And every day we are going to be building upon whatever we do in the previous days. And so kindly make sure that you are following. We shared the videos yesterday, so make sure you are at the same level every time. If not, try and get help so that you follow along with the class. We don't want you to get behind because if you miss anything, it is going to be more difficult for you to catch up. So let's do our very, very best to make sure that we are on the same page. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started with today's lesson. All right, class. So welcome to day 12 of our Web Masterclass training with WordPress. Today, we want to continue with our web designing, and this is the third lesson in our module 4 of this training. In this training, we've gone through module 1, we've gone through module 2, module 3, and this is module 4, and the final one that will ensure that we acquire all the web skills that we need to be able to have the understanding to upgrade in our tech careers and to also provide web solutions. Now, creating beautiful websites with powerful features have never been easier in all of history than it is today. To create a professional looking website in today's day and age, it is important for you to sit down and plan your website. Plan the goals and the purpose of your website on paper. Take some time and visualize what you want to create and put it down on paper before you get onto the computer. Add a sketch to visualize what you are creating and where important features should be. Next, you choose a technology. You can create a website from scratch using React, Angular, or write your code in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For the backend, you can use a very powerful server-side scripting language like PHP. Use PHP for your backend, or Node.js, or Python to set up your backend. Then connect to a database using MySQL or MongoDB. But if you want all the coding and backend stuff done for you, then go ahead and choose a CMS. A content management system, often abbreviated as CMS, is a tool that helps you build powerful websites without needing to write all the code from scratch or even how to code at all. Examples of powerful content management systems include WordPress. We have Drupal, we have Joomla, we have Shopify, we have Wix, Squarespace, Magento, and others. WordPress is the world's most popular and powerful CMS with the largest community. As of 2024, WordPress powers approximately 43.5% of all websites on the internet. This means that almost half of all the websites that exist today are created with WordPress. Imagine that. And among all websites created using CMS, WordPress holds even a higher share, commanding 62.7% of the CMS market. WordPress makes creating websites fun and a lot easier. You can make money designing websites. After you acquire these skills, you can apply these skills and make money. You can start a company and provide web services. As you upgrade your tech skills, you keep on providing other services. If you're into data analytics, you can provide data analytics services as well. If you're into cybersecurity, you can provide cybersecurity services as well. But you start from somewhere and you keep on adding to it. When you learn software engineering, you can provide app developments as well. Mobile apps, web apps, custom software development, and keep on adding to your services. If you're into cloud, you can provide cloud services as well. As you are studying, you keep on upgrading yourself. And once you master any skill, you can add it to the services you provide. You can get a job, but then you can also provide services as your own company. And so let's start a company, let's work, and let's make money creating websites. To do that, just get a domain name, get a good hosting, and install WordPress with a single click. Select a free or premium theme that suits your plan, and you are good to go. Customize your theme and make it your own. Once you customize any WordPress theme, you make sure that the end product looks professional. You make sure that it looks good. It looks as if it was created just for that client. It has the right colors, it has the right images, it has the right layout, and it's so perfect for that business. This means you need to take time and choose the right theme. Once you have the right theme, go ahead and you customize it the right way. All proving to the world that you are a webmaster. In this class, we are learning to become webmasters. We are learning the skills of webmasters, and we've done so well. As we keep on meeting every day, we keep on adding to our skills, and by the end of this training, we are going to gather a whole lot of experience, and we are going to build multiple projects. Today, we have reached a very important level in our training, and we are building websites using WordPress. And so we are learning how it works, how to use WordPress to create websites. And this is something that will make a lot of difference in your tech advancement. My name is Darlington, and I'll be your instructor for tonight. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. You don't have to be great to begin, but you have to start to be great. Sometimes you want to make sure that everything is in place before you start. Sometimes you want to keep waiting and waiting for the perfect day before you start. But in this world, most of the time, there is no perfect day. Sometimes you want to wait before you start. Sometimes you procrastinate. You're afraid to start. Sometimes you want to be great before you start, but you don't have to be great to start. You have to start with the little you have, and you will build upon it, and you will be great. So let's start something today. Let's apply our skills. Let's do business. Let's start companies. All right. So today we want to talk a little bit about a WordPress installation we did yesterday, and we move on to talk about themes. We'll look at free themes, we'll look at premium themes, and then we will talk about how we are going to work on this project. After we talk a little bit about themes, we are going to go through a local WordPress installation, because the project we are going to build, we also have to understand how to install a server on our local machines. And so we will also talk a little bit about plugins, put a plugin on our online version, and then install a server on our local machine. And on that server, we will install WordPress on it, and we'll build our project and migrate it onto the server, the hosting server, when we are done. And so that is what we are going to cover. And if you are ready, I want to play some few short clips. After we watch them, then we get into the lesson. Everything you hear in this video is super, super important. Make sure you listen to everything, pay attention, and let's keep moving forward. All right, so let me share my screen and play the video in VLC.
Where once the hours rolled me like the tide, my workday now is unified. Wireframes completed, fast and bold. Client sites updated before the coffee's cold. So while for others the clock goes clack, time is my ally and has my back.
Hi guys, my name is Ferdy, and in this video I will answer the question, what is WordPress? WordPress is open source software. It means it is free. That will enable you to create a beautiful website without having any knowledge about coding or scripting languages. If you would make a website from scratch without WordPress, you would need to know HTML. That will help you to create a content in your website. Then you need to have knowledge about CSS to put everything in the right place in your website, add backgrounds, add colors. Then you would need to have knowledge about PHP, because through PHP your website can communicate with your database. And if you have seen a database, you don't want to create this from scratch. And if you want to have more options in your website, you would need to have knowledge about JavaScript and Ajax. Using WordPress, all those things are not necessary for you to learn. WordPress will take care of it. WordPress is a content management system. What does it mean? It manages all your content. So you create a new page by clicking on Add New, you give it a title, you can fill in the content, and WordPress does all the hard work for you behind the scenes so you can focus on creating a website. Worldwide, there are more than 75 million websites made with WordPress. So you can be assured that when you choose WordPress, you make an amazing choice. So let me walk you through the basics of WordPress. When you want to have a WordPress website, you need to have a domain name and web hosting. A domain name is actually just the address of your website. Mine is ferdykorpershoek.com. Then you need to have web hosting. Web hosting is a server or a computer that's turned on 24/7 with all the information of your website that will make it public to the whole world. So when somebody goes to ferdykorpershoek.com, my domain name, my web address, they actually get access to the computer where all the information is stored on my server. And you can get a domain name and web hosting combined when you go to webhosting128.com. It costs less than $10 per month to have a domain name and web hosting. Then with almost all web hosting providers, especially Webhosting128, which refers to SiteGround, you can install WordPress with a few clicks. So when you've installed WordPress, we can focus on creating our website, adding a logo, adding a menu, adding pages, adding blog posts, adding images. Having said that, a WordPress website has three important aspects: themes, page builders, and plugins. And with those three aspects, you can do a lot of different things. You can make a social media website, you can make a web shop, you can make a forum, you can make a funnel website, you can create a restricted member area. The sky is the limit, all through themes, page builders, and plugins. Let's talk about themes. A theme helps you to configure the style of your website, especially the header area with your logo and your menu, the footer area where you can have Facebook like boxes, Instagram boxes, additional information about your website, disclaimers, privacy policies, etc. And the blog page can be configured by the theme. So every theme has their own special configuration options. There are free themes and paid themes, and as you probably would suggest, the free themes have less options than the paid themes. For instance, there's the free Astra theme, which is amazing. You can create a beautiful website with it. But when you get Astra Pro, you can have a sticky header, you can have a mega menu, you can have more blog layouts and more. There are also themes that are niche related. For instance, a real estate theme that will help you to create beautiful listings, let people search through your website. So every theme has their own specialty, and paid themes are better than free themes, but there are also a few really great free themes. For instance, the Astra theme and the Ocean WP theme. And every theme needs a page builder, and there are amazing page builders these days that will help you to create a website you have in mind. The best two are Elementor and Divi. Elementor even has a free version with a lot of amazing ways to create a beautiful website, and you also have Elementor Pro and Divi. And those two page builders do their best to help you to make the best website possible. So that is where content is created. So you have the theme that will help you to create a beautiful header, a footer, and a layout for the blog area. And then we have the page builder that will help you to create the content you have in mind. And both Divi and Elementor have a great group of people, the community, that will help to make the product even better by adding functionalities for free or with paid plugins. So let me talk about plugins. With plugins, you can take things to the next level. Using WordPress plugins, you can create a web shop, you can create a member area, you can create a social media network, you can create fora. The sky is the limit, and there are free plugins and there are paid plugins. And you can find all the free plugins within WordPress itself. You don't have to go to a website, download something, import it, see that's not working. No, everything is within WordPress. You search for a plugin, you can find it, click on install and activate, and your plugin is working. It will automatically get the most recent version of the plugin. And the great thing about WordPress is the community. They decide how much they like the plugins, the page builders, and the themes. So you see ratings of all the plugins. So you see immediately if a plugin is liked by the community or not. If you see it has not much stars, you know it's not good. If it has 5 stars or 4.5, you know it is worth it and you should do it. So that's a win-win situation because the community is helping you to decide what is the best, and the plugin developers do their best to make the best plugins possible. So that's WordPress. You can make beautiful websites with it with free and paid plugins. And let me tell you that I have tutorials about everything. I have a tutorial about making a complete website with free tools that will teach you everything in depth how to make a WordPress website from scratch. I also have a 1-hour video that will show you how to create a website really fast using pre-made templates for Elementor. I also have a complete tutorial about WooCommerce, about creating a member area, and I have a video about how to start your own business from scratch. So if you want to take a look at those videos, you can watch them. You can see the links in the description. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you like it, please like it. Feel free to subscribe for more upcoming tutorials. And then I hope you have a great day. You will see me the next time. Bye bye.
Do you remember the long, exhausting process of creating a website? Forget about it.
One click. It is everything that you need to start your adventure with Btheme. Discover over 300 pre-built websites. Choose one. Use the Muffin Builder to adjust your work and show your own style.
It's easier than you can even imagine.
One click, and you can join thousands of happy Btheme users from all around the world. Do you know the meaning of professionalism? Well, we do. Btheme, the new definition of design freedom.
All right. So yesterday we talked about a process you go through when using WordPress to create a website. The first thing you have to do is to do a WordPress installation. The installation that you do online, you can do it within your cPanel by clicking on Subtitle Clause, clicking on WordPress, install, set your password, put your site title, and it is installed for you automatically. The databases are installed, the files are uploaded, configurations are done for you automatically. As a tech person, you also have to learn the manual process of installing, and so you download the WordPress software yourself, upload the files yourself, set up your database yourself, configure the database user, add privileges, run the files, provide the database details, provide your website information, your backend details, and then you can complete your installation manually. It's very easy to install your WordPress manually, and so it is something that you have to learn and know how to do. Today, we will be doing another installation, but this time offline. After we install Apache Server, we will install WordPress offline as well. So WordPress installation is the first step, and WordPress comes with the files that make up WordPress, and they are so popular that once you see them, you'll know that this is WordPress. There are 3 folders, and there are a lot of files that are usually named the same way. So all the time when you see the WordPress files, you recognize them. Among the WordPress files, there are some key files that are very important that you'll be dealing with as you keep on working with WordPress. So we'll be identifying those ones and we'll talk more about them. All right. So once your installation is done, the next thing you have to understand about WordPress is that the software is the underlying layer of the platform. The top layer of a WordPress website is called a theme. So a theme is a design that is installed on the software. So WordPress cannot work alone. Even though WordPress is free and open source, it needs a theme to work on it. And so we'll talk a little bit about WordPress themes. If you look in the background, you are seeing different designs. If you check the video I just played, you will see different designs that they are displaying. All these designs are called themes. And so to build a WordPress site, it is as easy as installing the software and installing a design on it. So you choose from one of these themes and you are good to go. You choose from one of these themes and you are good to go. All right. Now, when it comes to themes, you have to understand something about themes. A WordPress theme determines the design, the layout, and the overall appearance of a WordPress website. So, as we are learning about WordPress, we are learning that for WordPress to work, it needs a theme. Please put the word theme in the chat for me. A theme is a template, a set of designs. You can simply call it a design that will determine the appearance of the site. And so when you are using WordPress, it's like because you are not writing the code from scratch, you don't get to decide the layout because you need code to do that. All right. And so since the code has been written, you need to find a design that suits what you want to do and a design that is very similar to what you want to achieve. So once you find that layout, then you go ahead and you just select it and you move to the next step. And the next step is called theme customization. Once you choose a theme, you go ahead and customize. When it comes to WordPress, installation is the same, hosting is the same, every other thing is the same. Theme installation is the same for every project, but customization is different for every project. Let me put it this way. Customization is different for every new theme. Every theme has its own style of customization. Every theme allows you to customize it in their own way. There are some general things we do in WordPress that once you get used to, you can apply it everywhere, like creating your menu bar and creating pages and going to customize, creating your favicon, creating your logo, uploading your logo. Some of these things, they are general. Once you know how to do them, it is the same for everything. But then to work on the theme itself, to turn the theme into what you want, you need to study how that theme works. And it's not difficult. The only thing is that every theme is different. All right? Everything is different. Every theme is different. So with WordPress, we choose a design and we customize it and make it our own. We personalize it. We personalize the theme, make it our own. That is how WordPress works. All right. So you are allowed to personalize it. You are allowed to customize it. You can tweak it however you want. However you want. You can change things however you want. You can add things however you want and just make it your own. Because everything is editable. We are going to understand that themes are also edited using what we call page builders. Page builders. Some of these page builders, they have names. We have the default WordPress builder or editor that allows you to edit. And then we have more advanced page builders that have names. Like today you had Elementor, you had Divi, okay? You had Divi. They are all page builders, and there are some that you come across them. So they allow you to customize or edit pages, insert new things, customize the work. All right. So we have free themes and we have premium themes. And we've also heard that free themes, let's read a little bit about free themes. Free themes are available on the official WordPress, in the official WordPress theme directory. All right, so that means if you are looking for free themes, you don't go out looking for them. The free themes are all inside WordPress. They are all registered by WordPress. So within your WordPress installation, you can access the free themes. So yesterday we did an installation. We did an installation yesterday like this. And this is our backend. This is where we do the customization. Now, this is the front end. And the design we are seeing here is even a theme. This is a default theme that comes with WordPress because WordPress doesn't work alone. WordPress always has another layer that shows the front end, and that is called a theme. The theme sits on the software. So for the front end, you need that theme. And every year, WordPress releases a default theme. So when you go to Appearance and you select Themes, it takes you to where you see the themes. And every year, WordPress releases a default theme with the name of the year. So since we are in 2024, this theme is called 2024. Last year, this was a default theme, 2023. Then we have 2022. So all your installed themes will appear over here on this page. On this page, you have all your installed themes. So far, there are 3 installed themes. If you need a theme, you install it first, and then if you are ready to use it, you click on Activate. So I just activated a 2023. So when you go to the front end, you'll see that the front end will change based on the layer you edited, the theme you changed. So if I choose 2022, it will apply 2022 on it. The default themes are so simple. So if you want more, still click on Add New Theme over here and access thousands and thousands of free themes. So you see popular themes, you scroll through, you see more and more, like Astra that you heard in the video. If you want a theme, the first thing you do is to install it. So I can install this theme, Astra, and it installs right here. The fact that you have installed it doesn't mean you have it. If you want to use it, what are you going to do next? You can tell me what you can do if you want to use it. After installing, what do you do next to get it or to use it? All right. So after you install, you activate. So let's activate Astra. And if you come to your front end, you see that Astra has taken over. Now, there are some of the free themes or some themes. When you install the theme itself, you may not see the end products until you add your content. All right. So this particular Astra we installed. Now, when you come to our installed themes, you see we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless we customize before, we may see the design the way we want it to appear. So let's go and choose a different theme. Some of them will come with the designs already, like this one. When you click on this to install, let's see. I've installed it. I have to activate first before I can check it. So once I check, you can see, did I activate it? Yes. All right. So it looks similar to the first one. Let me try a different one. So let me go back to add new theme. And let's choose a different one like this, Ocean WP. Let me activate. All right, so some particular themes too, they will only work if you install certain plugins they are looking for. All right, so this is a plugin they are looking for. It may work, but some features may not show until you install certain plugins. So this is how it is showing. Let me install this plugin. Let me see if it will make it show better. All right, so if it doesn't show better, it doesn't matter. I'll just change it. So let's look for more themes. Let's go to add new theme. And there are some, like I said, unless you add your content before you see it like the picture you are looking at. However, there are some that once you install, they look like that already. And for most themes, you need to, if the installation is done as the theme alone, you will need to import what we call the demo data, because for the demo page to see like what they are advertising, you have to import the demo data. And once you import the demo data, it will appear the way you want. So you can see that this one is starting to look like it. If I keep adding content, it will become like that. So this is WordPress for you. We have the underlying software and we have a design on top of it. So the main work here is that you need to choose the design you want to use. So you spend time and you keep on searching and searching. If you are looking for a news website like this, you need to try this. You can check the preview first. You can check the preview first, and if you like it, you install it. All right. So look at what I've installed. The moment I add content to this, I have a website like CNN already by just choosing a theme. So this is a design. I have a website looking like CNN already. So I can add banners, I can add my logo, I can add the stories, and before you know it, it's working. It's already mobile responsive. All right. So to get to where I am, you go to appearance, themes, Then you see your installed themes here. If you want to install more, you go to add new theme. Then you keep on searching. There's also a search box. You can search. And if the theme you want to use is not here, you can click here to upload it. The upload, we usually use it for the premium themes that we buy. Because once you buy the theme, they'll give it to you in a zip. So this way you can upload a zip and it will join your themes. So you can keep searching and you settle on the theme. So for every project, what you have to do is to settle on a theme. Once you choose a theme, then you are ready to build the website. Without a theme, you can't build a website. If the theme is wrong, the whole work will be wrong. You need to choose the right theme to get the right work done. So look for the right theme and install it. Okay. Now, the thing is that these free themes, there's something about these free themes that makes it very, very hard to get what you want and to give you more professional and more modern designs. So if you understand that already about free themes, you know that first of all, they are available in WordPress. That's why we went. We just went to appearance, themes, add theme, and we saw them. They are within WordPress. Premium themes are not within WordPress. You go and find them, buy them, and bring them into WordPress and upload them. And they are an excellent starting point for beginners or those with limited budget. But go through strict review process ensuring they are secure, well coded, and follow WordPress standards. So that is why all the free themes are on WordPress, because WordPress reviews every theme that anybody develops for WordPress and make sure they are secure before WordPress includes it. All right, so these are free themes. We have some pros and cons. One advantage is that it is cost effective, it is free. However, some of them are not that modern and advanced, and it is hard to get exactly what you want. But there are some that are really good, really, really good. So if you are creating a simple blog site, you can get a free theme to use. You don't have to get a premium theme. For example, that news site we got, it is not bad. And there are other news sites, news themes that you can use. All right. So there are some that are really, really good. So they are completely free of charge, making them ideal for hobby sites, personal blogs, or small businesses starting out. Number two, they provide regular updates. Since free themes are available on WordPress's repository, many developers keep them updated to ensure compatibility with the latest versions of WordPress. Then there are limitations. Limited in customization. Free themes often come with fewer options to customize, meaning you may need to settle for a default layout and style unless you are comfortable editing code. So you may have to settle for something that is very limited and you may not be very happy about that. It also has fewer features compared to premium themes. Free themes tend to lack advanced features like custom page builders, unique layouts, amazing sliders, and a whole lot. Now, the designs are also common. Since free themes are free and widely available to the whole world, you might find that the theme you selected today is already used by another person, making it harder to stand out. But with a premium theme or the paid themes, they are from third-party marketplaces or theme developers. So they are companies that make themes, like the B themes advert we watch. All they do is to create themes for WordPress and they sell because there is a market for WordPress. And for WordPress, the only thing you do is to choose the right theme to get the right look. Because at the end of the day, you want the best website. you need to find the right theme, and the right theme is a premium theme. They typically offer advanced features, flexibility, and support, making them a popular choice for businesses and e-commerce websites and professional portfolios. We are not saying that every project you work on, you need to go and buy a theme. You can choose to do that, but that's not what we are saying. We are saying that we have free themes that offer you free resources to build your site, but these themes lack advanced features and they may be too common and most of the time inferior until you keep on searching to find a very good one. But premium themes are already professional looking. Even with that, you need to keep on searching and searching and searching till you find the perfect one for your work. Until you get a perfect one, you are going to um, you have to keep on searching. If not, your design will be inferior as well. You can't just choose any premium theme and use. Now, premium themes are not free, they are for sale. It doesn't mean that every time you are working on a project, you have to go and buy. That's not what we are saying. These premium themes, if you've already bought one, there are some of them, they come with multiple designs, like 300 designs. And so you have several options. So once you have one premium theme, you have about 300 or more designs that you can choose from for different clients, different projects. All right. And if you already have a theme, you can reuse it. You don't have to buy a theme for every time. And if, let's say, your colleague has a theme, according to license, they may not like it, but you can take a theme from someone. And sometimes we developers, we store themes. Okay, we store themes. The only thing is that it's always good to get very modern themes. All right. So anytime I'm teaching, I have a set of themes that I share that we use for our project. So once you use a theme, you can keep on using it and you can customize the same theme for different companies because you are going to change colors, change logos, change images. And by the time you are done, it looks different for everyone. All right. Yes. But then if you always want to make sure you get a very perfect quality, you can spend time and look for the right theme. And if you have a client, you can charge them for the theme as well. Okay, so if you have found the super best theme that you don't already have, it's a premium theme, and you have a client, as for what we are doing, we'll provide the themes we'll use. But let's say you have a client and the client is, let's say, a hospital, and you found a perfect hospital theme. You don't want to use a corporate theme and force it to become a hospital theme. There's already a perfect hospital theme there. So you can choose to buy it, okay? Include the cost of the theme in your bill. So once the client pays, they pay with a theme. There are some people I know that they will charge and even state that they are charging for the theme and their design also separate. You can choose to do that, but most of the time you don't have to tell the client how you are doing your work. So you just charge for the web development and you make sure your theme cost is also part of it. And for the designing the project itself, you get a lot of money from it. So you can add your theme cost to it and then you buy theme from it. So you charge for domain, you charge for hosting, you charge for SSL, you charge for the web design or web development. All right. Let's look at a few things and then we'll read the advantages and disadvantages. So the free themes This is how they look. And so if you want more modern themes, you need to go for the premium themes. Now, the premium themes, there's one marketplace that offers, is the largest marketplace for WordPress themes. It's called Theme Forest. Please type Theme Forest in the chat for me. Theme Forest. Please put that in the chat for me. Theme Forest. Theme Forest. Please put that in the chat for me. So themeforest.net is a marketplace for premium themes. So any theme you are looking for, you can find on Theme Forest. If you come to Theme Forest right now, there are so many themes. You can go to WordPress themes, and you can see a lot of them. There's one called Avada. Avada is $69. And this Avada, let me click on it. You can click here for a live preview. You see the live preview here. And Avada comes with pre-built websites. Over here, you are seeing that Avada has about 108 websites. So if you buy Avada, you have 108 themes. Now, these 108, they are all in different categories. Let's say you are building an e-commerce site. You go to the shop section and it uses WooCommerce. I don't know if I've talked about a plugin called WooCommerce. We use it for e-commerce. I don't know if I mentioned it in your class. So there's a plugin called WooCommerce that we use for e-commerce, all right? So please type WooCommerce in the chat for me. Just hear it for the first time. We'll be using it again. WooCommerce. We'll be talking about it again. WooCommerce. It is a WordPress plugin we use for e-commerce. It allows us to build online stores. All right. So where was I? So you can go to shop and look at all the ones they have. Let's click on the first one and we will see that shop. So you look at it. Is that a shop? Well, I don't know if I click on the right thing. But then this is a theme, okay? It's a design. You look at it. If you like this, you just install it. And you have a website already. This is a full site, a complete site. This is for a campaign site. So if, let's say, someone is standing for MP or president, you can use this theme for the person. You don't have to go and design from scratch. The links are even, a lot of them are even familiar. So you go ahead and you customize. So customization means going through the design and changing things and making it your own. So you change whatever you can change as much as possible to make it yours. All right. Let me go to corporate and let's see Avada investment. So with Avada investment, you have an investment company's website. Look at this. This is an investment company. You don't have to design this website from scratch. We already have it. Just customize. So during the customization, that's where you apply your creativity. And I'm telling you, you can customize a theme and it will look like the site was built just with that particular client in mind. Look at this. This is a beautiful website. This is a beautiful site. This is a beautiful site, of course. This is a nice site. Avada. All right. Let's check some more Avada themes. Let's say, so they have a lot, okay? Real estate. Let's see a real estate theme. Okay, so this is one of their real estate themes. If you like it, you use it. So this kind of shopping things, we use WooCommerce to do them. When you click on it, it will allow you to place your orders and all this. This is nice. So there are some real estate companies, they sell houses. So you can just build this for them. What is left is customization. You customize, you use their own photos, and they will like it. They will like it. All right. So when you have a project, what you have to do after setting up your hosting and everything, you have to now sit down and go through themes. So you find the right one. Look at this one. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. So this is for a hosting company. They have two layouts. You can choose from them. So when we start customization, that is where you will see, look at this. So they have this for you. Can you imagine this? They have done all of this. So if you are building a theme for a hosting company, look at this. They have all these already. You just go ahead and you choose. So you can see how the premium themes are serious. They are more serious than the free ones. Very, very serious. All right. If let's say you are building for, let's say, an energy company, let's see the construction company. So you can see that we have themes for every kind of website. So if you are building for a hospital or a restaurant, we have restaurant themes. So sometimes you don't have to force yourself and choose a theme that is unrelated and try and use it for that company. You can, because during customization, you change things. All right. You can. However, we have different themes for different things. So over here, you are seeing that like this takeout is for a restaurant. Look at how they've done it. It's nice. You can leave this image like that. Even if you want to change it, it gives you an idea of what is really looking good. So you can use this same image, the same dimension, the same way they've done it, and get one from the client that looks very similar. And you replace it, or you can just use it. This is a restaurant. If you customize this for your clients, they will love it. I'm telling you, they'll call you every day. They'll save your number. They'll tell their friends about you. Other restaurants will call you. Because, listen to me, we the tech people, we know how we built it, all right? The customers and the visitors, they don't know how you built it. They have no idea. They don't think that way. Their minds doesn't go there. So when you deliver this to your client, they'll go like, wow, wow, you did this for me? Wow, really? So people can order from my site? Tell them yes. They can order. They just need to choose their size and everything. So this is WooCommerce working. They choose whatever. They place an order. They can add it to cart. Whoa. Your client will tell you that, you know what, I have another project for you. You know what, for this work, I'm going to pay double. I am going to pay double for this work. That's what your client will tell you. Then you go home smiling. All right. So it's just a theme. It's just a theme. These are premium themes, and they are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of premium themes for different purposes. Different purposes. Different purposes. Let me see IT. And you see, this is just Avada. If you have the Avada team, it means you have 100 themes. So if you have another client, it's not a time to go and buy another theme. And again, this one theme You can use it for this one theme. You can use it for this same construction theme. You can customize it over and over and over and over and over for different clients. The same thing. And it will always look different for everyone. Because by the time you change their logo and you use their images, the whole thing changes. Somebody needs to be very smart to tell that, hey, it's the same thing. But they will all stand out. All right. So WordPress is built on themes. So we have the software and then the theme as the front end. So the theme is at the front end. All right. So this is just Avada. Let's try another type of theme that is not Avada. So this one, they have hundreds of, look at the B themes, $60. So these B themes, let me show you, go to live preview. And before you buy a theme, you can check all the designs first. All right. So B themes, look at what B themes does. With B themes, they give you 712 premium themes. Look at this. 712 themes. That's what B themes will give you. If you want to build an online store, let's click on this. If you have B themes with just one purchase, you have 700 designs. You can use it for different clients. And once you are used to customizing B themes, it is very easy and you work very fast. You can always change things so fast because you are used to B themes. You know how B themes work, okay? That's why I mentioned to you that every theme has a different customization process, all right? So with WordPress, a lot of things are the same, but when it comes to theme customization, everything works in a slightly different ways, even though a lot of things are similar. So B themes is giving you 700 designs. All right. So if you own B themes, then you own something that you can always use. You can always use. You can check the categories here. So let me just choose one. Let's say finance. And we can see sites that are accounting, finance based. You go through and you choose one that will work well. All right. So you can see how premium themes look really good. This is really good. And you always have amazing designs. All right. So it provides advanced features. Premium themes often include custom page builders, slider plugins, sliders, built-in SEO tools, e-commerce support, and more. These additional features allow you to create highly customized, feature-rich websites, great customization, unique designs. So with premium themes, it is more difficult to see the same thing being used somewhere. It's very difficult. But with free themes, since they are free and they are the same in the whole world, it's very easy to see the same design being used by someone else. The only limitation to premium themes is that they cost money, between $30 to $100 to buy. And then there's a learning curve. So due to the variety of customization options and features, premium themes can sometimes be more complex to set up and configure than free themes. So when it comes to premium themes, their customization is always different from each other. All right. So lastly, we have plugins. So if you come to if you come to your backend, you will see that in WordPress, later we'll talk about certain important things. We have the dashboard, which is your home. We have posts, talk about posts where you post articles and blog posts. We have pages where you set up your web pages. Then under appearance, we have customize where you do your most of your customization. Then we have themes where you change your themes. So right now, I want to take you down here and show you plugins. So WordPress comes with plugins. When you install any plugin, you see it over here. Just now, I installed the Ocean plugin when we were installing the Ocean theme. If you want more plugins, you can click on Add New Plugin. So what is a plugin? A WordPress plugin is a piece of software that plugs into your WordPress site. Plugins can add new functionality or extend the existing functionality of your site, allowing you to create virtually any kind of website from e-commerce store to portfolio and directory sites. So plugins are third-party software that you embed or include or install or plug or add on to your website. Just like in Python, we can import libraries. In WordPress, you can install plugins and get any feature you want. There are almost plugins for almost anything that should be on a website. If you need a contact form, you can get a plugin. If you want a photo gallery, you can get a plugin. If you want to create a slider, you can get a plugin. Whatever, if you want to put weather forecast on your site, you create a plugin. If you want to put something on your site, you can get a plugin. So plugins allows you to install third-party things. Just search. Once you find your plugin, you will use it. So right now, you see that a lot of plugins are here. We can install. You can also search here and search because I went to add new plugin. The plugin that we are all going to use is called, you can type coming soon. You can type coming soon and search. So we are going to look for coming soon. Then you install any of them that you like. And once you do that, coming soon will show on your website. Because watch this. Since with WordPress, you are building the website online, this means that if somebody visits your page, the person will see the page under construction. That means anything you edit, someone is looking at it. That is not nice. So before you complete your work, you can put coming soon. So when people visit, they will be given the coming soon page, but you will see the work you are doing. So over here, I'll look for one coming soon. I'll take this one and I will install it. There are so many of them. You can install anyone you want, anyone. So I'm installing the Seed Pro. When you are done, you activate. So with WordPress, mostly we install and we activate. And this particular one, this is how it looks like. It allows you to choose different designs. Then you set up your coming soon. So I'll click on setup coming soon. It is a plugin. In your website, if you want to create a members area, you can use a plugin. So they have different designs I can choose from. So here I'll choose this one. And it says, congratulations, you are good to go. I'll finish setting up and start my page building. Then I will go in. I'll go in and turn it on and customize it because this is what is going to show. So all this thing, I can edit it. Okay, I can edit it. So it says, get ready for something is coming that is going to blow you away. So I click on it, I edit here. I can just say, please check back in 7 days. Then I can edit these things or not. When I'm done, I will save. Now, the fact that you have saved doesn't mean it's showing. If you want it to show, finally, what you do is this. You activate it. And once you activate it, you see that it's active from here. This is where you activate it. You can see a bar here says coming soon. Now, if you visit your site, you will not see the coming soon. Just this thing that tells you coming soon is showing because you have logged in. I told you that this black bar, I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday. If you log into your backend, you see this black bar at the top here. Once you see it, it means you have logged in. And if you have logged in, you will see the work you are doing. So let me go to incognito, browse incognito, and open to the same website. So when people go to that site, this is what people are going to see. See, coming soon. How did I do it? I use a plugin. You can use a plugin for anything. If you want to put under maintenance, whatever you want, you can use a plugin for anything you want. You can use a plugin for. So the only thing I have done is to go to plugins. We have already done our installation, and then I just installed a plugin. So I want you to install a plugin for coming soon. Later on, we'll talk about several other plugins. So install a coming soon plugin. After the break, we will go ahead and do another WordPress installation offline. Then we'll end the class for today. So let's install this plugin. After the break, we will continue. So I'm going to give you 15 minutes to do your installation and let's take a break. When we resume, we will do an offline WordPress installation. So kindly do that and leave coming soon on your page. And I'll see you after the break. Thank you. All right. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. And I hope you've done your plugin installation. And we'll use the remaining time to do our offline WordPress installation. So if you have done your plugin installation, please put in the chat done for me to see that you've done your plugin installation. Just put done in the chat for me. If you have a coming soon, you can choose any coming soon plugin you want and you can test it. If you want to test it, you can use incognito. You can see here incognito. You can use incognito to test it, or you can use a different browser to test it. Because if you try refreshing your page, you will not see it because you have logged in. Unless you log out before you can see it. All right. So over here, you can click here and use incognito over here and check it with incognito and you will see that it is showing. So the remainder of the time, I want us to go ahead and do our offline installation. So please, what we are going to do now is what we are going to use for the main project work. So let's pay attention and go through the WordPress installation offline. All right. So to install WordPress offline, what you have to do is first of all to install a server on your computer. All right. You install a server. So the server we are going to install, it is a PHP server because WordPress was created with PHP. The name of the server is called Apache server. Apache server. If I'm audible, please type Apache server in the chat for me. Apache server. However you can spell it, go ahead. Apache server. I think it's straightforward. Apache server should be straightforward. So Vusi has Apache server. Emmanuel has Apache server. Wonderful. All right. Now, to install Apache server, we have a certain software that includes Apache server with MySQL database that allows us to get this done because we will need a database as well. All right. We have to install MySQL as well. So there's a software that allows you to do all that with just one installation. So this software we are going to use is called XAMPP. So XAMPP is very, very good. It allows you to install Apache server. Okay, so XAMPP is an easy to install Apache distribution for MariaDB, PHP, and Perl. All right, and XAMPP here makes your computer a PHP server. And we have another one called WAMP for Windows. and we have LAMP for Linux. So let me show you this. If it is Windows, we call it WAMP. Okay, we have one called WAMP. And WAMP here stands for Windows, Apache Server, then MySQL, and then PHP. All right. So if you install WAMP, it means it's for Windows. It has Apache Server, it's a PHP server, and it gives you MySQL. Then we also have LAMP for Linux. So just like WAMP, we have LAMP. So LAMP, it is Linux, Apache Server, MySQL, and PHP. If you see MariaDB also runs on MySQL, so it's the same thing. But if you use a XAMPP, this is how we spell the XAMPP. This is how we spell the XAMPP. And if you look at what the XAMPP stands for, let me show you what the XAMPP stands for. Let me show you what the XAMPP stands for. All right, so that's a very good question. Emmanuel is saying, how about Mac? So if you use a XAMPP, let me type, what does XAMPP stand for? Now, what we are doing now will help us to learn a whole lot, okay? So if you look at XAMPP, you'll see that XAMPP is XAMPP. The X stands for cross or cross-platform. Cross-platform here means that it is used both on Windows, Mac, and Linux. So you see why XAMPP is special. Then it also has the Apache, it has MySQL, PHP, and Perl. So XAMPP is what you need for Mac because it gives you cross-platform. All right, so we are going to look for XAMPP. So just come here and type XAMPP download, double P, XAMPP download. You see the first one here, you click on it, and then download the first one. Okay, so you have to wait a minute. You have to choose your operating system. Okay, this is XAMPP for Windows. All right. If you are for Linux, you choose XAMPP for Linux, and for Mac OS, you choose XAMPP for Mac OS. So always download the latest one on top. So I am using Windows, so I'll download the Windows one. All right. So once you click on XAMPP, even on the home page, you will see that you have to select the operating system. Okay. When you click here, it's to tell you that it will download automatically. So it has started downloading. If it doesn't download, you click here, it will take you to SourceForge, then it will download. So right now, I want you to download your XAMPP because we are going to use this XAMPP to do a local WordPress installation to work on our real projects, all right? So our project has begun. We are working, and this is actually taking some time. It should have been faster, but it's still downloading. So please download XAMPP right now. And like I said, we should always be at the same level every day because we have started building our projects, okay? And we are going to do very, very serious work that you will use for your company, okay? So the website we are going to build, that is what you will use for your company. So we'll focus on building your company site. So I'm going to guide you to build your company's website, and you are going to build an amazing site for your company. So I'll share the theme that you will use. I'll give you the theme to use, and then you will build your company's website. So everything we are doing from now, we do together. We do together, everything together. So please install your XAMPP because you need to make your computer a PHP server so that you can install WordPress. WordPress was created with PHP, And so you need to do this to have PHP running on your machine. All right, so let me explain this way. Let me explain this way. Let me explain this way. Let's say you have, let me explain this way. Let's say I go to documents. Let me just explain it like this. And I come here and I create a new test document and I name it index.html. Now, HTML can run on any device. It is an extension that can run on any device, all right? But there are certain files they cannot run on any device. Python cannot run on any device unless Python is installed, okay? Certain files cannot run on every device unless they have the right environment, all right? Now, if you create another one, test documents, and this time you make it PHP, index.php. PHP is a new programming language, very powerful programming language, but you see that PHP cannot run on this machine. You can't test it, you can't run it, you can't use it. PHP will not work on your machine unless your machine is a PHP server. So for PHP working on your web server, it means PHP is already configured on your web server. Your web server is a PHP server. That is why your web server runs PHP. PHP is a very, very special file that needs to run on a PHP server. So if you don't have a PHP server, you can't run PHP, and WordPress is PHP. So for you to use WordPress, you need to install a server. So that is what we are doing now to make our machine a PHP server. If you have a PHP file, you can edit it with Notepad, all right? But you can't run it. After writing your PHP code, you can't run it in a browser. I've opened it here. I can create a PHP here. If you know PHP, this is how you write PHP. This is how we write PHP. Oh, PHP is so wonderful. This is not Python. This is a different language. If you save this, it's supposed to give you hello world. If it is HTML, it will run, but this thing cannot run in a browser. If you try opening this with a browser, now, let me choose a browser. Let me open this one. Then I'll edit it from here. It's at the same location. So PHP. Okay, you see that it is showing me the code instead of running hello world. But if I put this thing online, okay, let me demonstrate that. If this PHP file I've created, if I put it online right now, you see that it will tell me hello world because it can run the PHP. So let me find a PHP server and put this file on it and you'll see. So whilst we are doing that, make sure you are doing your installation. I'm just trying to demonstrate some things. I'm just trying to demonstrate something to you. So I want to go to my file manager online and put all right. Okay. So watch this. I'm going to file manager. The file I created is PHP. In my public HTML, because I don't want to tamper with everything here because there's already an index file here, let's create a folder here called test, a folder called test. So inside this test folder, I'll open it and I will upload the file I created. So if I look for the file I created in documents, index.php, and I upload it. Now this server is a PHP server, okay? So watch this. Watch this. Watch this. If I type infosource.com/test, see, you see that it has understood it. You see what it's giving me? It's giving me hello world. But the same file, if I run it on a server that is not a PHP server, it cannot be interpreted. PHP is a programming language. It cannot be interpreted. So it is spitting out the same code for me. But on a PHP server, it's going to work. So that is why we are creating a PHP server with a XAMPP. So if your XAMPP is done, click here to locate it and double click on it to install it. Double click on it to install it. Just today, they have upgraded XAMPP. Because in the morning, I downloaded one version. Okay, it's different from this. All right. So you just double click on it to install it, or just click yes and you continue. Do the installation. For me, I have it already, so I'm not going to install. But go ahead, click on next, and do your XAMPP installation. You can also double click on it from here, and you can install. So please install XAMPP. If you are done with your XAMPP installation, type done in the chat for me. If you are done with XAMPP, type done in the chat for me. All right, so let me see who is done. Let me see who is done. Anybody? Okay, so if we work fast, this is going to be very fast for us, okay? It's not a hard process. Let's just follow through and work. All right. Daniel is done. Who else is done? If you have installed your XAMPP, it means you've made your machine a PHP server. Free hats. Free hats. I believe you are done. Vusi is done. Your network is unstable. But is it downloading? Is it downloading free hat? So download it and install. Very slow. All right. So let me get about 5 dance and then we'll continue. So I have 1, I have 2 dance. So I need 3 more dance. Please install the XAMPP, okay? Install the XAMPP and let's move on. So if we focus on it, we will finish very fast. So I'm giving you a minute to finish installing XAMPP. I need 3 more dance and we'll continue. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so if you have installed your WAMP server, it means you've made your local machine a PHP server. Now, even though my local machine is a PHP server, it's not going to run yet. Okay, let me show you something. So let me share and show you something now. Okay, so although my machine is now a PHP server, if I try running this PHP file, it will still not work because of some few reasons. Okay, that's what I want to show you now. Now, for PHP to work, there are some things you will do after installing the XAMPP. This is what you do. Let's run the XAMPP. So open to the XAMPP. Look for it. You see XAMPP control panel. Okay, you see XAMPP control panel. So click on XAMPP control panel and then open it. So when you open to XAMPP, it will look like this. I just did something. That's why you're seeing some red here. But this is my XAMPP. So make sure you have this. All right. If you have this, put 1 in the chat. If you can see the XAMPP control panel, put 1 in the chat for me. If you can see the XAMPP, if you have opened to it, this means you've installed it. Okay, so I have 2, 1 more, then we'll continue. Just 1 more. If you have opened to XAMPP control panel, let's know, and we'll just continue. I'm going to show you something very important. Now, over here, you are going to see different modules here. The first one is Apache server. What you have to do is to start the Apache server. So Apache server, it will go from yellow to green. If it is green, it means your Apache server is working. And Apache server is an HTTP server. It runs on port 80 and port 443, and you know the port numbers for HTTP already. If I come to Task Manager and I search for Apache server, because I'm running it, if I search here in my process for Apache, you can see that it's telling me that I'm using an Apache HTTP server. That is what I just started. Okay, it's a server and it's an HTTP server, and you can see the port numbers here. So please, what I'm saying now is that start Apache server. Make sure you see green here. If you can see green, then please type 2 in the chat. Type 2 in the chat. So this green means Apache server is now running. So because Apache server is running, PHP can run on your machine now. However, when I run it where it is still not going to work because of something else. All right. So please put 2. So I have 2 in the chat. Apache server is running. Now you need to also run MySQL database. So click on MySQL and run it. If MySQL is running, type 3 in the chat for me. If it is green, type 3 in the chat for me. So you have started Apache and MySQL. That's all you need to run PHP. That's all you need to run PHP. And you can see the port number of MySQL over here is 3302. That is the port number of MySQL. 3302 has a port number. All right. Wonderful. So now that Apache server is running and your MySQL is also running, watch this. If I refresh this, it is still not going to work. Okay. PHP is running on my machine. MySQL is running on my machine, but still what I'm doing is not going to work because of something else. Because there is a hosting account that has been created on my machine. We refer to it as localhost. Please type localhost in the chat for me. If you are not running your server, your PHP from the localhost, it's not going to work. So your installation, the server you've installed, it's only running in localhost. So every PHP you want to run, if it is not in the localhost, it is not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to show you the localhost, and I want you to see something. Let me open to a new window now to show you something. Go to your browser now. If Apache is running, if MySQL is running, type localhost, just localhost, clear everything else, and type localhost, and tell me what you see. So please run your localhost and tell me if you see XAMPP. If you can see XAMPP here, put 4 in the chat for me. If you can see XAMPP here, after running localhost in your browser, just type localhost and run it in your browser. You see this. If you see this, put 4 in the chat for me. Okay. If you see this, put 4 in the chat for me. Anybody who is here. Okay, fine. Now, MySQL is managed by a software called PHP MyAdmin. Okay, this you need to keep in mind because you are going to be hearing about it and you are going to be using it a lot. Please type phmadmin in the chat for me. Just type it the same way you see it, phmadmin. This is what we've been using to manage MySQL databases for a long time. MySQL can be managed with several things. This is also one of the most popular applications we use to manage MySQL databases. Thank you. All right. So what I want you to do now is this. Click on phmadmin and you can see that you will launch a new phmadmin. When we went onto the server, I showed you phmadmin. I'm sure that I've showed you this online before. But now that you've installed the server offline, you've installed MySQL offline, you also have your phmadmin running on your local host. To access it, you can also type localhost/phmadmin, and phmadmin will show like this. All right, so that is phmadmin for you. Okay. So over here, we'll be using this to manage our database. Now, I'm going to show you where you can locate your local host, okay? So where at all is the local host? That hosting account I'm going to show you. And once you see that hosting account, that is where you are going to host your files. All right. If you don't host in the local host, forget it. It can't run. But anything in the local host will run to run PHP. All right. I'm going to say something and I want you to type it in the chat for me how you hear it. Type htdocs, 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 one word, htdocs. Type it in the chat for me, htdocs. All right. So htdocs is your local host. Somewhere on your machine, there is htdocs. This htdocs is our local host, and we are going to find it. So this is what I'm going to show you. Click on your File Explorer. Open to your File Explorer and scroll down and look for Drive C. This is my Drive C. This is my Drive C. If you're on Mac, you will find it in your Finder. You'll see XAMPP in your Finder. So on Windows, go to Drive C, and in Drive C, you are going to see this folder called XAMPP. When you open to XAMPP, you will find a folder called htdocs. Please, and please again. If you can see htdocs, if you have located htdocs, put number 5 in the chat for me. This htdocs. It is in Drive C, XAMPP, htdocs. All right, so this htdocs is your local host. Open to htdocs and you are within your local host. This is where your server runs from. So any PHP here will run. Any PHP here will run. So this is where we are going to set up our project. This is where we are going to set up our project. Now, I'm going to show you what to do over here for you to work on your new project. Over here in this class, the project we are going to work on, I'll be using 2 domains to work on it. I'll be using one domain called Eagle Tech Africa to build a site that you will also follow. I did that setup in the morning, so I'll leave it and I'll create the second project. So what you are going to do now is to create a folder in your local host. Your htdocs is your local host. Create a folder, and this folder, call it your domain name. So the second domain name I'll be using is this. So type your domain name here. And the moment you do this, you have created a hosting account. So create a folder here with your domain name. The moment you do this, you've created a hosting account in your local host. Now over here, it can be just a folder and it will still work. It doesn't have to be your domain name. It can be just a folder and it will still work, but it is really fine to use your domain name because it explains a lot and to make the migration after the project a little easier. So if you have done this, please put 6 in the chat for me. This should be the domain name of your website, okay? Whatever your website is, let that folder be your domain name. Let it be your domain name. All right. Okay. So now open it, and this is where we'll work. We'll put our files. So open to that folder, and I'm going to show you something very, very important. I'm going to open to my browser and watch what I'm going to do. Watch what I'm going to do. I'll open to a new tab, type localhost / my domain name. All right. Please do the same thing. Localhost / your domain name. Don't make a mistake of typing your domain name alone. We are running this on our localhost. So localhost / your domain name. Type this and press enter. If you see something like index of your domain name, then you put 7 in the chat for me. If you see this, then you put 7 in the chat for me, and I'll show you something. Open to your browser, type localhost / your domain name. And if you see this, put 7 in the chat. If you see index of / your domain name, if you see this, put 7 in the chat. Just open to your browser, your Chrome, type localhost / your domain name. That is if you created your domain name as a folder in the localhost. All right, so one person is done. Let me get some more. Then we will continue. Just open to your browser and run this. It should be straightforward. All right. So whilst I'm waiting, let me explain something here for you. Listen to this explanation. I'm explaining this to you. Now, anytime you host a domain name and a website is not yet created, and you visit that domain name after hosting, this means after domain registration, after hosting, the name server has been pointed to the server, but the website files are not on it. This is what you will see online. With the current server that we are using online, if the files are not uploaded, you see error. Okay, that is how that server is configured. But almost every other server will not be that way. That one is a unique configuration. So with every other server, this is what you see. This means that the files are not uploaded and it doesn't have an index file. So anytime you create a website without an index file, this is what will happen. Let me create a folder here just to show you something. I'll create a folder called images. When we come here and I refresh, you are going to see the images folder showing here. This means that any file you upload in that folder will show over here. The only thing that the website is looking for is an index file. If it doesn't find an index file, it's going to list everything. Now watch what is going to happen. I'm going to look for the index file I created in docs, in documents. Watch this. I'll copy it, bring it there, and paste it here. Now let's visit the same domain, refresh, and now you see that it's a PHP server. You can see that it has run the PHP. You see, it has run the PHP. And the index file, however you've designed it, that is what will show. It will not do the listing. But if you remove the index file, it will do a listing for you. This is what happens online. And this is why you need to have a homepage file. You see? So I just did this to explain something that you'll be encountering tomorrow. That is why I did this to show you. All right. So with this folder, project folder created, it is the same as creating a hosting account. But this hosting account has been created on localhost. So when you are visiting it in a browser, you use localhost and your domain name. Now, what we are going to do next is to install WordPress. So we are going to install WordPress, and I want you to follow through what I'm doing. We will install it using the manual process, okay? So follow through. I want at least a few people to get it. The rest, you can follow the video and complete it. Okay, in our next class, you should have this done because this is where we have reached and this is where we are going to continue working from. All right. So to install WordPress manually, you need to download WordPress. We downloaded WordPress yesterday. So we'll go to downloads and we'll look for it. I think this is my WordPress from yesterday. I'll copy it and then I'll bring it back to my hosting, my local host, and paste it. So please paste your WordPress in your project folder in localhost. Remember, htdocs is your localhost. Paste your WordPress zip file, the zip file, paste it here, what we downloaded yesterday. So we are going to install it on our server, on our local host. All right. If you have done this, please put 8 in the chat for me. If you have done this, just put 8 in the chat for me. And I just want to make sure a few of you are doing it along. And the rest, if you miss something, you can follow through with the video. All right. So please, now that you see your WordPress here, this is a zip file. We are going to do the installation now. Now, yesterday, when we uploaded the zip to the file manager, what did we do next? Who can tell me? During the manual process, after uploading the zip to the file manager, what was the next thing we did? Who remembers? What was the next thing? The manual says extract. So we have to extract this. So right click on it and extract it. Okay. If you are using WinSCP or WinRAR, make sure you extract to WordPress. There's one of the options that says extract to WordPress. Don't click extract here. Click extract to WordPress, meaning extract to WordPress 6.6.2. You'll see the same folder. All right. For mine, I see extract all. I'll click on it and just go ahead and click on extract. So it will extract it for me. So just wait for it to extract. This is what you are looking for. You wait for it to extract. So just extract this and let's work together. If we follow the steps, we'll be done very, very soon. We'll be done very, very soon. It's not hard at all. It's not hard at all. So let's extract our WordPress. Let's extract. You wait for it to complete. Just wait. Let it complete by itself. Just wait and let it complete. All right. So mine is done. Don't worry about this folder. Make sure you see the extracted folder here. If you can see your extracted folder, please put 9 in the chat for me. Put 9 in the chat for me. Anyone who has extracted. Okay, Wuzi is done. Who else? Put 9 in the chat for me. Oh, all right. Sorry about that. So this is for, let me go back. So I was saying that open to the extracted folder, open to another folder called WordPress, and you are going to see the famous WordPress files. These are the WordPress files. They always look the same. There are 3 folders: WP admin, WP content, WP includes. The index file, license, readme, and the rest are WP something, WP something, WP something. And they are all, you can see that they are all PHP. So all these are PHP, and because we are on a PHP server, they will work. One of the most popular ones is called wp-config.php. It's not here yet because we've not done the installation yet. So let's continue. Now that you have your files showing here, you've done something very, very important. You need to continue. So this is what we are going to do. This is what we are going to do. So when we open to it, this is what I wanted to tell you. Press Ctrl A to highlight all, and please cut all of them. You can use Ctrl X or click on cut to cut all of them. Cut. If you are using Mac, use Command instead of Control. Cut. And come back to your domain folder, right click in an empty space and paste. so that the files will appear here. Let the files appear here. Let the files appear here. Let the files appear here. If you have done this and the files are directly in your domain folder, you see my domain folder is here and the files are in it directly. If your files are in your domain folder, please put 1 in the chat for me. Put 1 in the chat for me. Put 1 in the chat for me. So this is what you have to do. So you see that we did the same thing yesterday online. All right. So right now, this is what I'm going to do. I can delete this folder. I can delete the zip file if I want. All right. Let me just go ahead and delete it because I copied it. I have one in my download, so I don't need it here. So remove this one, delete it, and also delete this one. And please be careful that you don't delete any other thing, okay? If you delete any other thing, your installation will fail. I deleted the folders that are not part of the project because they are useless now. The extracted folder and the zip file will not use them again. So all I want are the complete WordPress files. So have the WordPress files here and we are good to go. Next, this is what you do. Go to your browser. Go to your browser, open a new tab. Open a new tab in your browser and type your domain name. Watch this. Type localhost / your domain name. Okay, localhost / your domain name. Please type it. Localhost / your domain name. Localhost / your domain name and press enter. You are going to see this. You recognize this from yesterday. If you see this, put 2 in the chat for me. You can see this, put 2 in the chat for me. After you move the files, you go to your browser and you run it. Okay, I don't need this. Let me close this. All right, so if you have this, put 2 in the chat. This means the installation has begun. If we follow it, we should be done in less than 10 minutes. So watch this. Make sure English is selected. Come down here and click on continue. Then you will see this. If you see this page, put 3 in the chat for me. If you see this page, put 3 in the chat for me. It seems my network is breaking and breaking. I'm so sorry. All right, so now let's continue. This time it is looking for the database credentials, okay? It is looking for the database credentials. So how can we find the database when we are offline? Remember that we installed MySQL, and MySQL can be accessed through phpMyAdmin. Please go to your phpMyAdmin, what we opened previously. If you cannot find it, type localhost / phpMyAdmin and you'll get it in your browser. Now that your server is running, any browser you have, type localhost / phpMyAdmin. Then look for this, very important. Look for this. You will see databases. Click on databases. Click on it. Click on databases. When you click on databases, it will bring you to this page where you create your database. If you see create database here, please put 4 in the chat for me. Now, when you are doing this in cPanel, the database will be created through MySQL. But if you are offline, you create your database through phpMyAdmin. All right, so if you are here, put 4 in the chat. I have 1, 4. If you are here, please put 4 in the chat. I have 1, 4. Put 4 in the chat. It's straightforward. So just go to phpMyAdmin, click on create databases. Put 4 in the chat. Then I'll show you what to do next. We are going to create a database for our work, and I'm going to show you exactly how to create a database. Watch this. Now, you can actually type any name for your database. It doesn't matter, okay? But I want us to follow the same convention that we will meet online. So type the first the username of your cPanel. Remember the username of your cPanel? It is the first 8 characters of your domain name, unless yours is a little different. For some people, it is 7 and the last character is different. So for the Cyberforce, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then put underscore and type admin DB like this. Remember yesterday we created admin DB? All right. Type the username, not necessarily the first 8 characters of your domain name, but what you've been using as your username to your cPanel, you know it. Yesterday, when we were creating the database online, you saw that it was there already. I'm just asking you to type the same thing because when we are done with this project, we will send it online. So I just want you to follow the same naming convention. Even though it doesn't matter, you can use any name. You can just use admin DB, but please type your username here and underscore, then add admin DB. Just like we had it yesterday. All right, just as we had it yesterday. So please, if you have done this, put 5, just type this. And if you do that, click on create. If you click on create, it will show at the left side here, you look through. Put 5 in the chat if you have done it. So when I click on create, you see that it has created it. It's asking me to create tables, but I'm not going to create any tables. All I need is a database. So you have it here. I should have asked you to copy it. So please see what I'm doing. Highlight it and copy. Just copy it. Just copy it. That's all, the name, because we will need it. This is all you need. If you have copied it, please put 6 in the chat for me. If you have copied your name, please put 6 in the chat for me. That's good. Now watch what we are left to do. Go back to your installation and click on Let's Go. Down here, you'll see Let's Go. Click on it. And now you are supposed to provide your database information. The database name, paste the name I asked you to copy. You see, just paste it here. Paste the name here. Paste the name here. If you have pasted the name, type 7 in the chat for me. If you have pasted the name, type 7 in the chat for me. Just paste it. Let it be the same as what you created. If you didn't follow this format and you created it in another way, type it the same way you created it in PHPMyAdmin. All right. If you have pasted it here, type 7. Good. Then come to username and type root. That's all you do. Type root like this. Type root. When you are done, type 8 in the chat for me. Type root. And for password, we are going to leave it blank. Since we are offline, we are not going to provide password. So all you need will be your database name and root. That's all. When we take it online, we will update it later. Come down and click on submit, and you are going to see run your installation. If you see run the installation, put 9 in the chat for me. If you see run the installation, put 9 in the chat for me. If you see run the installation, put 9 in the chat for me. Thank you. Thank you. So click on run the installation, and you can see that we are the last step of the installation. We should be finishing soon. Over here, put your company name here. Put your company name here. Then what you are creating here is your backend database. Sorry, your backend password, username and password. So type admin here and create a password that you alone will know. So hide it and create a password. Of course, no one is looking at your machine. So type your password for your admin. So this is my password. Let me type it for you to see. All right. Then over here, put your email here. It can be your admin email or any email you want. Once you have your email here, you can go ahead and click on Install WordPress. If you have provided all the details here, put 1 in the chat. If you have provided the details here right, put 1 in the chat. So your company name here, which is your site title, your backend admin username, type admin here specifically for the first admin. Then put your password to your backend. Put your email here. install WordPress. Then you will see, if you did it right, you see success. If you see success, please put 2 in the chat for me. If you see success, please put 2 in the chat for me. If you see success, please put 2. Now click on login and type the same admin here and your password. This is my password. If it's your own machine, click on remember me because we will be working here. So keep it in and then click on login. If you enter the right password, it will work. If you enter the wrong password, you see it will shake its head and tell you, no, you made a mistake. Okay, so I entered the wrong password. I entered the wrong password. And this shaking of head, I wanted to show you. Okay, so you've done it already. I wanted to tell you that if you can see your backend, then your WordPress is now installed. Please watch this. We are running localhost. So this WordPress is running locally. And through this, we have learned about Apache server. We've learned about PHPMyAdmin. We are going to build WordPress offline, and this will make our development faster, and it is going to prevent certain delays that we are currently seeing on the server. So for all of us to move fast, let's work it online. The development will be faster. When we are done, we will learn how to migrate a website offline, a WordPress site offline, and put it online. It's a different process altogether, and it will help us build a lot of experience. The last thing I want you to do is to run your local host and your domain name again. Localhost / your domain name. Run it, and if you can see your 2024 WordPress theme with your company name here, then put number 4 in the chat for me. This means you are done with everything. So this is what everyone should do. This is where we want you to be. This is where we have reached. The next meeting, we are going to share the theme for the project, and you are going to install the theme for the project, and you are going to be working on your project. So what we want you to do is this. On your main website online, this is what should happen. On your main website online, have coming soon. Okay, I'm not seeing coming soon because I have logged in. Let me run it from incognito and you'll see that I have coming soon. The online version have coming soon. Then install your WordPress offline. Okay. If you are not confident with the installation, please remove it and reinstall it. Okay, don't remove it. Let me show you what to do. So Emmanuel, you do this one. Let's go back to our local host. Who can tell me the name of our local host? If you remember the name of our local host, the folder name of our local host, put it in the chat for me. Our local host is called what? htdocs. That's perfect. So please watch this. Everyone should do this as an exercise. Create another folder. And this folder, call it blog.yourdomain.com. Okay, blog.yourdomain.com. This blog.yourdomain.com is another hosting you have just created. When I come to localhost and I say blog.thedomain.com, I'm going to see this. Remember this where we started from. So please reinstall another WordPress here. Not the first one, because the first one you did it for your first domain, your first account. This is a new domain altogether. Remember, a subdomain is a new domain. So over here, please do the installation here as well. Do this thing twice, and by Monday, you would have perfected the offline installation. So we'll be checking this on Monday. Install WordPress on this blog because we'll be building a news website on the blog one as well. So install WordPress here and let it have this and also a backend by Monday. We just want you to go through this process and understand it. All right. So it's very, very easy if you are working in a straightforward way. I am speaking, that is why it is taking a long time. So thank you all for following this project. Let's keep doing this because this is where we are going to develop the main skills. Okay. So on Monday, we'll be inspecting these things and then we'll continue from here. I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful weekend. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow we are not meeting. So enjoy your weekend. And Monday, we will put the theme on it and we'll build the website on the theme. So enjoy your weekend and I will see you on Monday. Good night and bye-bye.